What's going on, everybody? Good morning. Happy Friday. I don't know what the hell it is, but past 2 weeks I've been watching a lot of videos on drug addiction, and there's some really cool videos on, or no, should I say, cool, informative videos on addiction on YouTube. They're under the subscription is TED Talks, and a lot of people sharing their experiences with doing drugs, and the effects of the problems that they cause, that their addiction have caused. And it just made me reflect on my time during my recovery period. And it's almost like all the stories have a little bit of the same, a little bit of the same meaning, and the only thing I can say, man, about it right now, I don't know why I woke up with this freaking burning desire to just talk about my past a little bit, but just addiction altogether. If you have somebody that's struggling in your life, don't give up on them, man. Because they could be going through what they're going through at the time, but as long as they have a strong support system, they could get through it. And I did. What I'm saying, I was in that situation, and I'm not ashamed, but I'm happy that I was able to get through it, and then I had the people stick by me that did. At a time you feel like you're in a struggle by yourself, what I'm saying? And a lot of the times I didn't care about who the fuck I hurt at that time, but the people that was trying to help me out, they just wanted me to be out of the shit that I was involved in. I heard a lot of my family, a lot of other families, because not only was I doing drugs, I was selling drugs too, and it's a tough cycle to break through from. But I'm telling you, have the right support system. And in those videos, those TEDx Talks videos, they talk a lot about connection, what I'm saying? Having the right connection with people, being able to open up and talk about it. And like I said, it's one thing, I'm not ashamed about my my history, my past, but I definitely will let that define where I'm going in life and who I'm gonna be. What I'm saying? Because a lot of people that know me, if you know me directly, that I've been through some shit, and I always kept my head up and try to bring light to this world, no matter what I was going through. And you don't realize it at the time, but in the blink of an eye, fucking your whole childhood passes you by. What I'm saying? And I'm just like, what the fuck was I doing those freaking 15 to 20 years? What I'm saying? Wasting my life hurting other people's lives. And I guess that's the reason why I do what I do now. What I'm saying is trying to uplift people and prevent them from falling into that same path. What I'm saying? And shit is important to me, and I really think that that's gonna be something that I focus on, is making sure that I reach out to the youth. And this is the thing that I feel like I have the most experience on, what I'm saying, is dealing with drugs, and getting out of that rat race, man. Because once you caught up in it, that's it. They you know, what they say about it is true. It's either, you know what I'm saying, you can end up dead, end up in jail. You know, I took the steps to, you know, I got arrested, and then, you know, they considered addiction a, you know, like a disability, you know. So because of that disability, I was able to get some my schooling paid for. So that's when I took up my HVAC training, and you know, I changed my life from there. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a hard worker, but the HVAC schooling that I did, you know, that was with my job going on 10 years, you know. So it's just the path that you take, man. I'm telling you, because when I got out, you could do the same thing over and over, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when you sell drugs, there's always people that's willing to tell you, oh yeah, I'll help you get back on your feet. And what do? You know what I'm saying? Is it really helping you get on back on your feet? They give you they give you some drugs and tell you, hey, go ahead, sell it and make some money, and that's it. You know what? They got you right back in that revolving door again, and nobody else will help you out. Sometimes family won't even help you out, you know, and give you a couple of dollars and put you somewhere to stay. So, you know, at the end of the day, sometimes you don't have a choice, you know, even though you're thinking about it, like, should I accept this pack that this person just gave me? You know, and I said, nah, man, I'm not gonna do it again. This is what led me to, you know, to getting locked up. This is what led me down the path of losing 15 years of my life, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't gonna do it again. So after I got locked up, man, I you know, first night out, I would always go to my boy Matt's house, and you know, I always had a place to stay there, you know. So the night I got out, I went to his house, you know, chilled, and you know, come the end of the night, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, he's like, yeah, what are you gonna do? He's like, you know, you can stay here. And I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing the same thing I've always done. You know what I'm saying? It's always been too easy. So that night I called emergency housing. A taxi cab came and picked me up. And they took me to a place called Pax Christi in Port Jeff Station. When I went there, you know, it was late. So, you know, they brought me in, asked me if I was hungry. You know, brought me into this room, and all you see, because it's dark, everybody's sleeping already, you know. And all you see is a bunch of beds and people sleeping in them, you know. And, you know, so I just go and lay down. You can't see who's next to you or nothing. All I know is the bed was comfortable as hell, and I was happy to be there. You know, in the months to come, you know, I stayed there for a couple of weeks. And after that, you know, that was temporary housing. So after a couple of weeks, you know, they place you in, you know, more permanent housing. So I went to this place in Shirley, New York, and you know, it's supposed to be like a halfway house, but it's bullshit, man. The freaking halfway houses in Long Island, or I don't know if it's just in general, are bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because half those people are not sober. You know, a lot of people are coming home straight from upstate, and you know, I stayed there with, I'm telling you, it was like over 20 people. The house was huge, over 20 people, 20 guys. And you know, I used to go to church while I was there. You know, I started to go to church on my own. I would go to treatment. You know, I don't know how much the treatment did help me at that time, but you know, because I was always someone that was trying to do things on their own. You know, I was always like self-dependent. So, you know, but I'm sure they did open my eyes up a little bit too, you know, because I already wanted it. This is something that I was working towards, you know, towards the change. So I was more receptive. to that treatment at the time of me getting out and going through what I was going through. So I think I was more involved with the seminars at that time, not the seminars, the meetings that we had, so they did help. They did. And telling you, it was a struggle at that time, man, but I did everything different. I didn't hang around the people I used to hang around, and that's really the steps that I took that helped me build a foundation around me not getting involved in the same shit that I was involved in, back then. And what's really the struggle is selling drugs, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the addiction, of course it was hard, but selling drugs, that it always comes into your mind, when you're struggling, or you're not making as much money as you should, that all you need to do is freaking sell drugs. And those are the people that used to come around back then. You know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't role models that were coming to our block that they're like show up in a Benz while you're on the basketball court and tell you, oh yeah, well, I'm a doctor, or I'm a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, and this is the reason why I have the things that I have. Nah, it was dope boys. It was dope boys that had, 5 chains on and 3 beepers and 2 cell phones, you know what I'm saying, and nice clothes, and you're like, wow, like what does this guy do? And sure enough, they'll let you know. They'll be over there smoking weed, and you'll see how they move, and you know that they're drug dealers. And these are the guys that actually were mentors to us, you know what I'm saying? I looked up to these people, you know what I'm saying? But only because that's what I was surrounded by. I didn't know any better at that time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's me not growing up with my father, even though I had my grandparents, and they were pretty much like my mother and father, you know what I'm saying? Like there was a language barrier between us, but I think we just ran all over my grandparents. We didn't really pay too much attention to what they used to tell us, and we were, I guess, disobedient to say the least, that's one thing I regret, is putting my grandmother through the things that we put her through when she brought us into her home with open arms, you know what I'm saying? When my biological mother was going through whatever she was going through, and and pretty much gave us up, or my grandmother took, I don't even really know the whole story, but maybe having more of a solid foundation, like with your mother and your father, could contribute towards you, doing the right thing or making the right decisions, I'm just truly grateful to be in the position that I am. Like I said, I'm going through 10 years at my job, and you don't do that because you slacking or you're going through addiction still or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I really take pride in my work ethic, and and caring for people and the customers that I have. So really I know this is long, and if you took the time to watch, man, I appreciate you, but just don't give up on those people that you love. Try to do whatever you can to help them and show them the right way, because today you might be struggling, and they said tomorrow there's there's always light, further down the road, but we just got to make it to tomorrow. Man, I'm not much of a crier, you know what I'm saying, but I just have this emotion built up inside of me of the struggle that I went through, you know what I'm saying, growing up, and the shit that I put people through, man. You know, but I can't do it over. You know, all I could do is continue to try to make a difference in this world and share my experience and what I went through, and hope I could change, even if it's one person's life. You know what I'm saying? Then that's what I want to do. You know, and even though I've been in my job 10 years, I don't have a passion for doing this. I have a passion to bring light to people, and use my voice as a weapon, and as a tool. And I think God gave me those experiences and knows that that I would find my way, and know that this is what I have to do. So, yo, God bless, man. I gotta get myself together before I go back to work. Yo, you guys have a happy Friday and a blessed weekend, and take care, man. I'll probably be doing more videos about this, and hopefully I'll be able to get myself together a little bit more in the future. All right, man. Take it easy.